Hello everyone, and welcome to Cry of Fear. Now, this is quite an old game, with its release date being somewhere in what I believe to be early 2012, though I don't know that for sure, but I know that it came out in 2012, and its origins started out as a Half-Life 1 mod. I used to have quite a bit of fun with Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2 mods back in the day, and Cry of Fear was no exception. However, I don't remember a single thing about it, and today I felt like going on a bit of a nostalgia trip. I don't think there's much we can gather from the main menu, other than of course the name Cry of Fear. Obviously this is a horror game, and I got a warning before starting this, describing that there are scenes of gore and violence, and of course it's going to be very spooky scary. So if you don't like that, then, scuttle on out of here. But I myself am signing up for this. Now the name Cry of Fear is nothing special, obviously it's just self-explanatory. It is a cry of fear. The one crying of fear could be anyone, could be the main character, could be random people, could be both the main character and random people. I don't think there's any hidden meaning in the title that'll tell us anything about the story. As for the background, this is either taking place in a country that is very cold, or it is deep in winter. I don't recognize the... I don't think it's a city in the background. It looks like it might be a suburban area. So we're deep in the winter in a suburban area in what I'm gonna guess to be America. However, I might quickly be proven wrong. And before I press start, I would also like to clarify what I know about this game. As I mentioned previously, pretty much nothing. The only primary thing I remember is that the main character is named Simon. And I remember some creature designs and a particular jump scare near the beginning of the game. Aside from that, I know next to nothing. Now, I'm playing the Steam version, not the original mod on ModDB, though if you would prefer to play the original mod on ModDB, I'm sure it's still up. If it's not, then don't worry, it's free on Steam. I always like to play the most recent update of things, unless the community informs otherwise. Now, right off the bat, we have servers. I do know that this is a co-op game as well, but I won't be playing with anyone today, if ever. We have an extras here. I'm scared to see what's in there, because when I clicked options to lower the volume, the game crashed when I went back out, so I don't know if the same thing will happen if I press extras. So as curious as I am to see what is in there, and also as curious as I am to see what's in unlockables, I'm not risking it. Custom campaign, I'm presuming that is much like Amnesia the Doctor Sense custom stories. Here you will find mods for Cry of Fear, I would imagine. Funny considering Cry of Fear is a mod, but it's not unheard of for mods to have mods. Last thing I want to get into before we get into this game is it was created by a company of a name I can't say. I don't know what language they are. I don't know what country they reside within, but I can't say that. But these people here made this wonderful game, so be sure to give them some love if they have any way of giving them support. I'll link it if I find it. Right off the bat, we have a easy, medium, and difficult, and also a locked difficulty. Well, I'm no chicken, I'm no pansy, so I'll be starting from the most difficult level available. Oh, also I'd like to mention that the not thumbnail, the the oh dear, hold on, I'll have to be quiet for this. I believe this is a cutscene.
I've always felt alone. My whole life. For as long as I can remember. I don't know if I like it or if I'm just used to it. But I do know this. Being lonely does things to you. Feeling shit, bitter and angry all the time just eats away at you.
Intriguing. So I believe this to be Simon who is speaking. Already I can see some mental turmoil within the character, and I'll be going into a bit of my theory of what this game may be about later on. For a Half-Life 1 mod, this is very impressive. This isn't just remade for the Steam version or anything, it was actually like this when it came out in 2012 as well. Very impressive. You can tell a lot of love has been put into it. But not a lot of love is given to my computer. The FPS is absolute trash. I'm rocking a 11 FPS per second. I want to pause and fix the graphics and stuff so I can get higher frames, but this is a beautiful intro and I don't want to ruin it. Even though the FPS may arguably be ruining it already. Really strong opening here, very atmospheric. If this is what the rest of the game is like, I think I'm gonna have a very good time with this. I adore this kind of atmosphere. I know there are lots of enemies and bosses in this game, so I am expecting some high octane areas. I recognize this as our main character. Seems he's on a train. It doesn't look like he's It doesn't look like he's going to work, but perhaps he's returning. Or maybe he's just coming back from visiting somewhere. I doubt he's going anywhere in particular because it seems quite late. This game... Oh?
Oh, shit. What happened?
Already love that. Very realistic reaction from Simon. That's murder. Game's already throwing a lot at me here. Simon undeniably has to be dead. Looks like it was staged too. That guy was not actually dying. Perhaps he's robbing his body. That is Simon's hand bashing that fellow. That is Simon looking like a psychopath. And now we awaken with a camera and an opening door. And absolutely majestic frame rates. I don't know what the beginning was about. Looks like we got some Half-Life 2 promotion over here. Right, let's pause. Just so I can... Oh, that's much better. Right. let's see here. There was a lot to dissect there. So, Simon went sicko mode and disposed of the individual in the car, I'm presuming. Now, a theory. I mentioned I had a theory earlier. It's not really much of a theory, just an idea I had. Perhaps, and I know this is nothing crazy, but perhaps Simon is insane, and all of this is in his head. But after seeing him get run over by the car, perhaps this is meant to be like purgatory or limbo. You know, that place where you're not quite dead, but you've just recently died. Perhaps this game takes place within that area. But there are a lot of unanswered questions, and things are more confusing than they were before. I feel more hesitant to just straight up call him crazy. Or, crazy's a bit of a... not the right word I'd like to use. Mentally ill. He was presumably in a padded cell as well. That's all I've got for now. I don't know if I can figure anything else from that beginning, but it's really interesting so far. That kind of looks like a bird, but don't know for sure. Got a broken light here. Oh, how silly of me, it's a broken drywall. An absolutely useless window, just looks out into pure darkness. My 12-hour clock isn't that good, but I believe that is just after 12. But I can't tell if that's 12 after midnight or 12 noon. Got some promotion there, looks like a Coca-Cola bottle. An array of DVDs. And a closet. Some shoes. Oh, this is where things get really interesting though. Newspaper. Dear me. Finding out how to crouch and read at the same time. That was the wrong button. Oh, this is an embarrassment. Oh, I just learned something new. Apparently if you hold control and escape at the same time, it opens up the Windows button. It has the same action as the Windows button. How utterly useless for me right now. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. He stands up too quickly. I'm gonna have to lean in real close. This better not disrupt my setup. Just looks like a newspaper for some kind of TV show, radio show, something like that. Looks like the other newspapers just show the same thing. Those are Simon's shoes. There is something hidden under there, and I wish I could see it. Well, I give up. I wonder if this is his room at his house. There's a light directly above his pillow, which is a little weird. At least it's a little weird for me. I don't have anything of that sort. Right, let's get a move on. Can't spend all day here. Kerchunk. What's behind door number 3? Right, got some writing on the wall. I hope I didn't miss the other one. It didn't really show anything. But apparently whoever wrote that hates us. If we are to presume Simon wrote those, I'm guessing he's saying he hates himself. A dead body on the ground. I don't remember if that was the same one in the street that Simon went to help. Oh yes, and something I wanted to mention earlier. Okay, got a vent down there. Among Us. And nothing over there. Some of them just do nothing. That's really weird. So, the, how would you... I'm so stupid sometimes. The desktop application, the image that represents the desktop application, the executable, is a phone. So I'm wondering if phones have some sort of significance in this game. Right now, the only thing of significance is this camera. Let's start with the ceiling. Nothing there, that's great. A window, so what's over here? That was nothing. That was a mistake is what that was. Looked like they were wearing overalls. This is embarrassing. I played all of Half-Life... Well, I've played... Yeah, no, I have played all of Half-Life 1. And I still can't do the crouch jump. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. Right, okay. We had ourself, but looked like the evil version of ourself that we saw in a quick flash earlier. I can't take this anymore. Judging by the introduction, Simon is under a lot of heavy mental stress brought on by loneliness. Seems he's got no one in his life, no friends or anything. Probably lives by himself too. Unless I'm taking what he said about being lonely too literally. But either way, he has some kind of issue that's bringing a great mental burden upon him. So it makes sense to believe that it is Simon writing those. That wasn't Simon. Gotta say, the camera's mighty fun to use. Right, okay. And now the ambience is gone, which is never a good sign in horror games. Ah! Wow, I presume Simon's hallucinating right now. I don't think that was real. I actually knew of that jump scare too, but I thought it happened after you clicked the camera. I didn't know you walked into it. And now we're back in the real world. Or maybe we were always in the real world. And Simon was just hallucinating everything.
Am I? How did I get here?
Oh, I was supposed to read that? Okay. I believe he said, no phone credit as usual. Well, I better get moving. It's getting dark. He said something along those lines. Chapter 1, Lost in a City. Yeah, it seems he doesn't know where he is, and it's also dark, which is never great. Already we have a realistically creepy situation. And that jump scare in the beginning was fantastic. Looks like we've got a letter? How do I read it? Where are you? Come home as soon as possible. It's getting dark. This is by Mom, so we're definitely in America, referring to her as Mom. And also, interesting that I can't reply, but it has an active flashlight. Seems I can throw hands too, in case anyone feels like getting too close. Mortifying sounds, that's always great. We'll have the knife and the phone in quick select. I'm sure they'll always be important. Brilliant stuff. This isn't looking very friendly. No one traverses the city at night like this, even if you do feel unsafe. Just keep it in the pocket. No notes. He doesn't feel like documenting this. That's fine. I don't believe battery is a thing, so I really shouldn't worry about how much I use my flashlight. At least I don't think. Huh? What was that? An excellent question. It looked like those charcoal corpses from the Half-Life 2 games. I can't open it. Strange, there's no lock. Well, why do we even want to go there in the first place? We want out of the city, not deeper in. Fascinating. Help me. It's me that should be asking that. I always find graffiti very interesting in horror game scenarios and horror situations in general. Like you're lost, you're abandoned in an area, but when you see the graffiti, you think, oh, humans have been here before, and you automatically feel a little bit safer. But then we also have these, which are clearly written in blood. I very much doubt that's jam or fake blood made from corn syrup or, you know, anything of that sort. I didn't realize I could open that. Right, so our current objective is to find a code for some reason. I don't know why we want to get deeper in the city. I thought we were looking for a way out. Doors won't budge, typical. Shutter is closed, won't budge. Broken stairway. Simon, buddy, you could easily make that. Whoa now, whoa! Chill out, relax. Looks like it's gonna thunderstorm, that's never a good sign. Looks like I don't have the luxury of long jumping. Right, what I said about the knife, I take it back. Looks like we'll need to arm ourselves, because this does not sound like a normal city. Got a van back here. This is bad. I'm not a fan of this. This is better. You don't need a bicycle? I mean, I feel like, well, it could belong to someone else. You shouldn't just take a random bicycle. I still find it interesting he hasn't responded to the text from his mother. I mean, maybe he doesn't want to worry her, but a dead silence for a long while is just as worrying. I suppose this also would be very difficult to explain. More empty bottles, and there's that radio thing again. I don't think it's important though. Sorry if I randomly throw the camera around, it's just the mouse sensitivity is pretty high. I should probably turn it down, but ever since the game crashed, I've been too scared to go into the options. The interior is destroyed, it's not going to work. Interesting, that bell doesn't really sound normal, and things are overall very weird. Like a car that's had its interiors destroyed. Another van, paper on the ground. Roses are red. Violets are blue. And I couldn't possibly predict the end of that particular version of the poem. This time we have a bluish, purplish van. I'm sure someone very articulated in the knowledge of color theory will be able to tell me exactly what color that was. Jill, username. Right, we have a password and a username, that much is obvious. And we have what looks like an modeled interior, so we can obviously enter that building. Easiest game of in the world. We'll just go in there, find a computer, use the code. Use the password and username, get a code. Bingo, bango, boom, we go home. Looks like we've got an art piece, of course, but what it's saying, I don't know. I can't look at it well enough, but it seems they are all looking in presumably terror at the writing behind them. What it means, I don't know. If anyone can recognize that art piece and tell me what it means or anything like that, that would be pretty cool. Or maybe I can find it myself. But I probably won't go through that much effort. Got lots of roses. Oh, what I presume to be roses. I don't... No, they're not roses. Are they roses? Anyone well versed in botany will be able to tell me what those are. I thought those were cacti, but they're not. Anyways, it's interesting that there's one on each table, except for this one over here, where there are 3. Is that perhaps how many people were served on these tables, or does it not mean anything? Got 2 glasses here too. Interesting they didn't put it back after they were cleaned. Or maybe they didn't have time to clean them. Got a vending machine with Coca-Cola on top. Again. Another art piece. If I were more knowledgeable, I'd be able to name what these art pieces are in specific. I don't think they mean anything for the game. I think they're just, you know, the usual old paintings that horror games love using. Ah, computer. Brilliant. We have ourselves a fancy couch here, or at least fancy for me. The same painting from before, but this time in higher definition. Well, not higher definition, I'm just more up close and personal. A rug of a bland design in that newspaper again. They're using a manual or something of those, something along those lines for a mouse pad. Whoever lives here is going through the trenches, dude. If they can't afford a mouse pad. Username. Jill. Ooh, I love that you get to type it out yourself. That's wonderful. Cafe Comp 1 is the only thing we can log on to. It was all lower caps, wasn't it? Roses are red. Oh, it must be roses on the desks, right? Because of the password. Looks like we're using a Dora Home 1998 Home Edition. Don't know if that's a real operating system. I've only heard of Linux, Windows, and Mac. But who knows? It's probably an operating system from this time. But this is lovely. It gives us a time, 1998. Is that when this game's taking place? The computer is Nagotronic, or made by Nagotronic. Presuming that's a company within this universe, or maybe even within real life. I haven't heard of it. And the number 14 here. Interesting. I'm not much of a numerology guy, but I wonder if the number 14 has any significance. Well, let's just sign on now. And I'm about to pass out. This is unreasonable. Jill was definitely the username. I'm starting to feel unsettled. I hope no one's arrived in the room since I was distracted. Hidden note 1. Roses are red. Entirely in lower caps, so I got that right. Did I say rose are red or something? Oh, Jill. It must be Jill username. That's kind of silly. Jill username. Roses are red. I'm gonna kick you in the teeth. Let's try it in reverse. Jill username. Roses are red. This is ridiculous. It's my fault. I said it would be easy as pie. I mean, I didn't say that, but I said it'd be easy. Easiest game in the world or something stupid like that. Well, chill. Don't. Oh, it's Jill lowercase. Jill no, hold on. Jill username. Roses are red. Ho ho, let's go. That was a door opening! I opened up the console. Get out! I said get out! You... I've got a knife. I know it doesn't look impressive, but I made it impressive, because the one wielding it is a psycho. Close the door, Simon, close the door. This sound design is far too good. Jill, 6141, David. Well, we have the computer, we have the code, it's 6141. We'll use the code, open the door, move on, and then after that we'll save and quit. I've spent a lot of time talking, I apologize. Not much action was had, though my heart is saying otherwise. I have my phone out and not my knife because I don't feel like I'm going to be attacked. That may be stupid confidence, but, you know, I like to think I have good intuition. The sound design is phenomenal. It's making me feel very unsafe. Right, that thing about not being attacked, I've changed my mind. My intuition's telling me otherwise now. Come on, you rough and tumble son of a gun. I'll make you know what it feels like to be a tumbleweed. Don't worry, guys. I have phenomenal physical strength. The speed of a cheetah. The strength of a gorilla. The finesse of a creature that is known for finesse. Is finesse the right word? I might have used the wrong word. The technique of a creature that is known for technique. Like a monkey or something. Righto, I believe it was 6141. Six, 1, 4, 1. By the way, before we solve this like the absolute legends we are, I just want to say, impeccable, like, suspense, impeccable atmosphere. The way it made me so afraid when you solved the puzzle on the computer and they played the sound of a door opening. That is phenomenal. The fear it caused me. First of all, the atmosphere so far has been great. Second of all, the jump scare at the beginning was incredible. That is exactly what I think a jump scare should be, and they haven't used a jump scare since. So, I'm not expecting them, I'm not ready for them, it could happen at any time, and I love that. And this psycho that was looking at me through the window looked kind of like a zombie. But I know for sure that I checked every corner of the bar. I presume it was a bar, it might have been a cafe. I checked every corner of the cafe, and there was nothing there. But it must have left because it was looking at me through the window and then walked away. Unless it went in, saw me, left, looked at me through the window, and then left again. Took me a decent time to get out of that computer too, but that's just because I was so scared. Who's the best? Me. Right, this looks like the perfect place to be attacked, which is why it's also the perfect place to leave off for now. Or so I thought. It hasn't told me that it won't save, so I'm guessing it's auto-saved, but... What was that? Alright, this is getting ridiculous. I don't want to be... I don't want something to lunge at me, so let's just... Oh, it's the sound of you leaving, I think. Okay, I can't get that sound to come back, so... Yeah, it's not happening anytime soon. Right, thank you guys so much for watching. Here's hoping that it saved our progress. There was no manual save from what I could see, and I didn't see any autosave. But I'm just assuming it's auto-saved. I suppose I don't mind playing all the way back to where I am now when I start up part 2. But for now, this has been incredible so far, and I'm excited to see what else this game has to offer me. Hope you guys have a good rest of the night, or morning, or day, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.